Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome in to the first ever live stream on the new channel. Yeah, I made a whole ass new channel just for the live streams, despite them being the YouTube gurus saying don't ever start a new channel. But here's the reason why, and I want to talk about why this channel exists or why these live streams exist. And so, first of all, Kafuzi created the Kafuzi Run Club just for the live streams. Originally, he had live streams on his channel, and he said something about creating another channel because it stifles his regular content in videos that come out. I didn't think it mattered that much. I'm a very small channel. So I had the live streams going on Midlife Runner. And then eventually I realized it is stifling those other videos. It's not giving them room to breathe enough. So I created this channel, which I named Running Shoes and Stuff. Currently, you can change these names. That's another thing I want to talk about. So if you have ideas about what this channel could be called, running talk, running shoe talk, running forums. I don't know. I want to include this stuff because we'll talk about more than just running shoes. But here's the plan. Twice a week, there's like a running shoe forum, these live streams. You can hop in here on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock, on Saturdays at 12 o'clock, and you can just it's like a forum. You have a question on a running shoe. You put it out to the group. I am not the authority. I don't run in all of the shoes. I run in a lot of running shoes. I don't run in all of them. Somebody in the chat's like, yo, I ran in that and it is true to size, but be careful because of whatever, right? That's the whole idea. So we all like running shoe geeks and nerds. I know there's a couple of groups out there like that. They could come and talk that. Now, naturally, we'll probably tangent. I know me, I'll tangent into oblivion, I'll tangent into other stuff. So it won't be all just running shoes, but it'll be mostly running shoes. So in that way, I've kind of created some segments where we can talk about, for instance, the newest releases. I could talk about what shoes I ran in this week, just deep dive on shoes, talk about the topic. There usually will be a topic. The topic I chose for today is running shoes that I got wrong. Now, if you can't make the live stream on Wednesdays or Saturdays at 12 o'clock, it doesn't matter. It's all good. This is going to be like a later, but not live. Now, nobody knows this channel exists except for a handful of you because I asked people on my channel, Midlife Runner, to come over here to hop in. So I'm not expecting the 30 to 40 people that we've been having in the other one. So this is likely going to be me talking to myself like a podcast, the shoe pod for an hour or however long it takes. And then over time, as I bump it out, and as people find the channel, then more people will come, build it, and they will come. So the first segment I wanted to talk about was just the latest shoe releases, that the ones that have come out. These are things that infiltrate my algorithm, and then it starts showing me Mizuno mystery shoe #1 revealed. It is the Mizuno Zen. And by this point, we know a lot about the shoe. It's pretty much like a Neo Vista without a plate. Somebody's gonna have to grab me by my shirt and shake me, give me a good shake, and tell me this shoe is so amazing you have to run into it. Otherwise, my $150 is gonna go to the Evo SL, not the actual Evo. Never gonna buy the actual Evo. I just can't spend that much money. Now, on that note, it is in the mail right now. Currently, the Evo SL is in flight or in a truck headed to my house. I did get it. So the Adidas app popped up. Hey, we've got these shoes for you. And I didn't do that for everybody because I'm in the Supple app and someone had mentioned that and they're like, well, I didn't get any notifications. I'm on there right now and I can't purchase them. What are you talking about? And I had like a window of like 60 hours. It took me all of 6 minutes to purchase them. But, I had to buy I thought they were widely available. Well, apparently, like, at a running warehouse, and I tried to get them, and it's like, "Out of stock, back order. We'll give them to you. They'll be back April 28th." So, and I'm in no rush to get them, whatever, but it's like, did I put my name in a lottery? I never when like Instagram, they're like, "Tag 2 people." And then you go and, like, tag 2 people, and then, like, I get tagged in those things all the time. I've never met anybody who's won those pair of shoes. I've never won those pair of shoes. I don't like, if there's a lottery or a raffle system and everybody's gonna win pretty much, and they're like a small business meeting and there's like 40 people, I will be the 39th or 40th one picked. At the airports, like with the luggage, I don't need to fight or jostle. It's the word of the day, jostle. I don't need to jostle for position at the airport because my bag's coming last. I don't win those things. For some, I think I used it all up, is what it was. Like in 95, you could look under the Sprite cap and you can find the winner. All I did was win. I never bought a Sprite or I didn't win. So, like, the store clerk, honestly, I swear to God, he thought I was opening them and taking a pic and then buying and then coming. I would just reach back and grab one. And I think I used it all up because I never win the chance to spend all of my money when it comes to these shoe lotteries. But I think I won. Oh my God, I won. I won the chance to spend $150 on the Evo SL. I'm excited for it. I do have room in my rotation for it. I would like to use a trainer for it because I've been running in the Hoka Rocket X2, which is fantastic. I could run in that thing every single day. I don't want to use up all my miles quite just yet. I do want to save it for a race, possibly the Austin International Half Marathon in January. Okay, next up we have the Adios Pro 4 in that metallic tin man bullshit. I can't with that. You would think, as a resident of San Antonio and a giant San Antonio Spurs fan, I could do the silver. Maybe if it was black, silver, and black, the Spurs colorway. It's just like put a little 21 on it. But oh, I just there's something about it. I can't pull the trigger. I know in January they're gonna do the white colorway. So, I don't have any money in December to spend on it anyway. Just spend it on the Evo SL. But if I'm gonna spend that much money, I'm gonna wanna at least like the shoe. Somebody, man, haters been sliding in there, sliding in, hating, spitting truth. And we're gonna get to that in a little bit because the I think that sometimes people have really good intentions, and there's something to be said about like I'm open-minded to what anybody says on the internet. Like, okay, right? Like they're coming from a place, and it's probably just them, but like, what if there's some seed of truth to that? So, but somebody was in there and they're like, running shoes aren't about the colorway, they're performance machines. They're supposed to enhance. It doesn't matter. It's like, bro, you spend a lot of money, you want to look good in them, right? Otherwise, like, come on, you hand selected the fit, right? From the shorts to the singlet. Don't give me any of that. It doesn't matter stuff. Panos is in here. What's up, Panos? That silver colorway is horrible. I feel seen. I feel heard. Thank you. I'm not the only one out there. Maybe I heard that's the color of salmon without the dye. And then they put the color that you dye it on the outside. But anyway, dead salmon, alive salmon, it's not that colorway is not for me. All right, now we'll move on to the next segment, which is just going to be shoes I ran in this week. And this segment will get old pretty quick if I do this every week because it'd be like, and I ran in that shoe, and it's still that shoe. And I already told you about it last week. But it may be interesting for this one, this first podcast, whatever you want to call it, live stream, because I haven't spoken about it yet. So, Tuesday, I did run in the Rocket X2. I did some hill work. I did some 10 by 20 seconds of speed. Now, this is one of my new favorite shoes. I talked about it a lot in the last live stream. So, but I didn't fully talk about it. I realized later I forgot to address the outsole. The outsole for the Rocket X2 is horrendous. It is horrible. We don't get a lot of rain in South Texas, and it's been raining for the last 3 days. And I took it out for a long run on Sunday, and I was high stepping. It was like hot potatoes, or that doesn't make any sense. I was like that penguin from Happy Feet. He had to have a name. Slappy. And I was like Slappy. That was me. I was slapping out there. The floor was lava. That my kids would have been proud. I've trained for that. My kids had me nice and properly trained because I was picking up the feet, running on it's some the concrete path was not as bad as the roads. When I hit the roads, it was just like sliding. And I tried to ease up the pace because I didn't want to like tweak any glute minimuses or minimi, some sort of thing, just because I was altering my form because the shoes were so damn slippery. Anyway, I love that shoe. It is a 2023 banger. It's not 2024, but I totally missed the boat on it, and I'm glad I found it on the Supwell app for 60 bucks. Ayo, shout out to the Supwell app. All right, Wednesday, I did my first run on the On Cloud Eclipse. I took the camera with me. I'm going to be doing a lot more of this content where I'm shooting more day to day because I don't have time to edit to I have time to shoot a little bit because I'm already on my run anyway. But historically what I do is, it's written out 6 things, whatever the shoe is. I sit down, I film it, I find time in the week, I edit it. It requires planning, it requires thought. Well, I'm already running. I just turn the camera on. I give you my thoughts as I run in the shoe. I come home. It's all sequential. It requires minimal editing. Put a thumbnail on it, slap into base, man, and publish it. I'm gonna do a lot more of that in 2025. Also, these live streams require absolutely nothing but 1 hour of my time and a little bit of general outline, but in theory, when we get a bunch of people in here, all of you guys are going to be talking, and then I'm just like a moderator as you talk about running shoes. And then I'll just make some jokes. I don't have to necessarily lead the conversation. I'm just surfing the wave that you guys created. Anyway, I will tell you all about the On Cloud Surfer Max number 0, -1, aka the On Cloud Eclipse. But on next Wednesday, the video is coming out, and they're not 5 minutes. They're not 5 minutes ish. That's something in 2025 I'm getting away from. I'm getting away from all of the snappy, YouTubey, blah. And I said this in the last live stream, but like the doctors are running. They're like, should you buy this shoe? Should you buy that shoe? This shoe, this and this shoe, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, breathe, slow down. I am so interested in everything that you're saying right now. If you got 20 minutes, I got 20 minutes. Take your time. I'm enjoying the content. I value your opinion. I'm not going anywhere. Right. It's similar to Chris Stepanek, aka Chris Sagasu is what I call him. Sagasu Running, who I just interviewed, and hopefully not this Sunday, but next Sunday, we'll get that interview out. I'm going to do some more interviews. But the way he rolls, he just turns the camera on. It's very thought out. It's planned. His whole channel is planned. He's a very smart guy. And by the way, he lives in Taipei, Taiwan. But he's from New York. And so it's like this weird yin and yang where he seems very zen over there in Taiwan, but at the same time, like I wouldn't cross him. I see he's just like he would mess you up. You know what I mean? Like he would just straight drop kick you in the throat. You say something the wrong way about Nike, boom, you're done. You're done, bro. That's it. Anyway, he's an awesome guy, and I was glad to sit with him. So look for that the following Sunday. But when he shoots, he's 20 minutes. And you know what? I'll listen to the whole thing. I watch videos from him about shoes I do not care about, and I learn. I learn about the differences between this spike versus that spike. I had no idea. So, anyway, I want that more from channels like Doctors of Running. So, therefore, I'm going to take my own advice and just, I'm going to do more of that where I'm just creating more content, less produced. And to be honest, guys, I went to film school. You may have seen some of my work on IMDb. I didn't make the cut. Okay. I'm not the most talented cinematographer. I'm not the most talented director. I just joke a lot. Okay, that's all I do. So you're not missing anything. The world is not missing out on any clutch cinematography. I don't have lenses. I am not Floberg. I am not Kufuzi. These guys are very talented and thoughtful in their shot selection, their approach, their aesthetic. Kufuzi's a little humble. So like you press him and he'll be like, no, 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 no. The dude's awesome. He's super talented, but he can't say it, but I'll say it for him. Okay. Thursday, Rocket X2 ran in it again. So can't stop running it. I just can't stop reaching for it. It's just like a sugar cookie or something. You just gotta have more than one. All right, Friday, Alphafly 3. I ran in that for some speed work. I had 6 by 2 minutes at 10K pace, which I call spicy threshold, and then 6 by 1 minute at 5K pace. And when I talked to Chris Sagasu, we talked about the shoe a lot, and he's been using it for some faster stuff. And I took a dump on the shoe. I said it was overrated. Good shoe. I like it, but for marathon pace. And then the haters slid in there and they're like, how could you say it's overrated? You know, it's the number one, it's got the world record for the number one, number two. And I'm like, look, that's exactly why it's overrated. It's rated. It's the best there ever was. Believe in the Run just put out their top 2024 shoes, and it was number one for their super shoe category. It's rated so high. That's what makes it overrated. Right? I don't think it is as that good. At marathon pace efforts, I just felt that there wasn't enough in the heel and it collapsed a little bit before giving me the return. And it was still a nice energy return, but compared to other shoes gave me a little bit more of an efficient energy return for my stride. And then people, haters sliding in there saying, bro, you're not fast enough. You're not fast enough. And they say that sometimes with shoes. Well, you're not fast enough for the shoes for super fast people, for elites and sub elites. And I was like, whatever. But after this workout with the 5K and the 10K, I do have to say they were right. That guy, he was right. I would say the Alphafly 3 shines best at those faster paces. I got down to about 5 minute a mile pace or just under. And for the 5K slash, it was really like mile pace. Come on, let's be honest, I'm not that fast. And then the 10K pace was probably in that 5:30 to 5:45 range, which may be more like 5K pace. Either way, faster paces for me. The energy return was there. It is a great shoe. I was wrong. This is like the first shoe that I was wrong about. Tangent. And so it really is. Now, I mentioned somewhere online that I thought the Alphafly 3 was for elite and sub-elite and faster people. And then of course I was wrong about that too, because haters be hating. That's what they do. Just spitting. They spitting. They're saying I got a half marathon PB and a marathon PB. It's great. It's not just for those people, it's for everybody. Well, I don't know. This is 2024 was the first year where I feel like those super shoes did get more elite racers specific, from the Metaspeed series to the Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 2 to just like narrow heels that require a lot of focused running and attention versus first time marathoner taking second time marathoner taking a shoe out that they're going to be running in for 4 hours. I would not recommend the Alphafly, would not recommend the Metaspeed Edge Paris. These aren't shoes, or Sky Paris, for first or second timers. So anyway, wrong about the Alphafly 3. Am I going to keep it? No, I'm trying to sell it on the Supwell app for $100 off or whatever it is. I've probably put about 50 miles in it because I have other speed day shoes, and that's a very expensive speed day shoe. And if I'm not gonna like race a marathon in it, it's kind of reserved mentally. I've spent all of this money on a shoe for this special occasion to make a difference on that one day, or just boost my confidence, whatever it is. Obviously, shoes are your tires. You're gonna race well if you trained well, right? You race what you run. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, so that's the first shoe was off. Then today I ran in the Puma Deviate Nitro 2. And I have to say, wow. Got this one for $60 on Black Friday. I think that deal is still around. From a website called Fit to Run. I bet you thought I was going to say the Sepwell app. No, it's Fit to Run. If you've never run in that shoe, or the 3, or there's not the Elite, it's just the Deviate Nitro, I would consider half sizing up. It's a narrow toe box, and there's not a lot of volume in the toe box either, but it's like a narrow throat as well. I didn't know what the shoe was necessarily, just that it was Kofuzi's favorite daily trainer last year. People really liked it. It's a versatile shoe, but I'm thinking daily trainer, Saucony Triumph, well built, Deviate Nitro. No, this is a bouncy daily trainer that you can pick up the paces in. It feels sleek, nimble, and fast. And there's enough cushioning where, yeah, you can take it for a long run. And it's got that Puma grip, but it's very versatile. And that's why I can see why it was everyone's favorite daily trainer. I don't know why I thought it was going to be very triumphy. Maybe because people mentioned they did long runs in it. I should have paid better attention. Anyway, the reason I think that is special or unique is that daily trainers get marketed as these shoes that can pick up the pace. It's good for all of your runs. And technically, you can run anything in any shoe. Yeah. I get it. I get it. But not really. You're not picking up the pace in the Triumph. And they say, oh, well, the 1080 V13. Okay, the more V4 is supposed to go slower, but the 1080 V13 is softer, but you can do your daily miles. You can, no. You're not picking up the pace in the 1080 V13. Most daily trainers, you're not picking up the pace. Mach 6, yes. Rebel V4, maybe. They say you can, but I've also heard that it's not very rebel-y. That it's not. So Rebel V3 for me was a 2022 shoe, but I also ran it a lot in 2023. That's the shoe I trained in. I did do 5K paces in it, and I did. And I did a lot of my daily training in it. And now I don't think I have a daily trainer. What's been happening is I've been taking these super trainers and super stacked shoes like the Prime X Strung and putting 500 miles in that for a lot of my daily runs. And I put 200 in the Hoka Skyward X. And I put 250 in the Mizuno Neo Vista. I'm not doing workouts in those shoes. I'm just doing daily runs. So the really big stack reinforced shoes end up becoming kind of like my daily trainers. And I don't have any more of those traditional type of daily trainers outside of the Nova Blast 4 and the Mountain Coast R1. Sounds like a douchebag a little bit there. I only have these shoes and those shoes, and I only have 2 of these 2 shoes that are like my real daily trainers. Oh, I've just got so many shoes. No, just me? Okay. Anyway, I now have the Deviate Nitro 2, and that is a true daily trainer. That is very versatile, and I'm going to take it on my long run tomorrow. Got 90 minutes easy. That's what the long run looks like because I'm doing speed works, nothing crazy, but it's wet. It's rainy in South Texas. Doesn't happen a lot. Roads are slick, and I need that Puma grip, to be honest. because the Skyward X also was a shoe that I was thinking about taking for that long run to get it up to 200 miles. This is just short of it. And the outsole also kind of reminds me of the Rocket X2. Hoka outsole, nothing to write home about. Something that can probably work on. All right. So the next segment, we'll slide over to the other shoes that I got wrong. The first one was the Alphafly 3. The next one is going to be the New Balance SC Elite V3. Now, if you've watched Midlife Runner for a while, then you know I ran in the shoe a handful of times at various paces, and I was blown away. I turned my camera on, and I just immediately said these shoes were magical, and I made a bunch of dumb jokes. That I think that video holds up as funny, but not necessarily legitimate when talking about the shoe. I got 100 miles in that shoe now, and I need to do a follow-up to admit publicly how I was wrong, because I put a thumbnail up there and I was like, Alphafly killer. Like, this shoe is so great. I really work well with the decoupled groove from the Nova Blast 1 to the SC Trainer to the SC Elite V3. Something about the way I land and I get that energy return all back at once. It feels great. It was lightweight. It was nimble. I felt like deep into the race where the Alphafly 1 was kind of clunky and I couldn't turn my legs over. This would be the difference. I then ran a half marathon last year, a San Antonio Rock and Roll half marathon, and I found it to be true what everyone said about the shoe, which is that it didn't have that aggressive pop, but it was a really great shoe otherwise. And I found myself craving that. I was not trained well enough for the distance, probably, and that's why I faded, but it did not have to do anything with the shoe, but the shoe did not help, certainly. All right. Now, am I still going to make the 100-mile review? Yes. Is anyone going to watch it? No. Because the shoe at this point feels like it came out in 1987 and nobody's going to be like, oh, let me go watch this video about a shoe that, like, same thing with the Puma Deviate Nitro 2. I imagine I'll make some sort of content around it. And it's on sale for $60. So like maybe my bargain buyers like myself will do a little research. I mean, they'll probably get the Kafuzi video, and everybody who's made videos that have thousands and thousands of views on the shoe already, but at least I will have content out around my experience with it. Now, honorable mention for this category was the SC Trainer V2. The reason I'm not going to go into great detail about how I was wrong about that shoe is because I already made a video about how I was wrong about that shoe. So my initial review was, because the SC Trainer V1, one of my favorite all-time shoes, when I got the V2, I made a video saying, "Heck, here are the 5 major differences between these two shoes." And the V2 slaps. It's different, but it slaps in a similar kind of way. Then I made a video saying I was wrong. What I was wrong about is that it slapped and it went in a completely different direction. And the V2 was oddly really good at what the V1 wasn't good at, which was high speeds. And then it was not good at what the V1 was good at, which was your everyday paces. The foam was just a little too soft. And you know what I am remembering now? SJD just came out with a video today saying, he's done with the shoe reviews. It was a moment of time. It was a phase. It was where he was at the time, but he doesn't have enough time anymore to do all those shoe reviews. And towards the tail end, he was still doing those reviews. He got the New Balance SC Trainer V2 perfectly. He absolutely nailed that shoe. There's a reason why that he was one of the best. I think Kafuzi does an excellent job also accumulating what I would consider relatively low mileage to be able to still like nail it with the accuracy on what it feels like to run in the shoe, comparable shoes, To give you an idea of where it's at. For me, I feel like maybe I'm just not good at it. It takes me a long time. That's why I was wrong in all these. I was wrong in all these because I got them and I got excited and was like, "Dude, this shoe is it." It's like a speed date. It's a first date. It's great. And then like get to know the person. And it's like, oh, yeah, they don't shower. Okay. And the shoe ain't it. Okay. Now I'll get to the last shoe on the list today. Shoe that I was wrong about was the Adidas Adios Pro 3. Got this one a little bit later and it had already been out. People have been raving about it. It's so good. And I think this might happen a lot with Adidas with the Light Strike Pro foam. It just needs a little break in. I thought it was a little bit stiff. The platform was a little bit wider. I was let down because the Adios Pro 2 was one of my favorite race day shoes ever. I had my half marathon PB in it. It was a little bit less stable and a little bit more fun. It was more bouncy. I enjoyed it versus the 3 when it came out. And so I was disappointed. I made a video on it saying it wasn't that great, but I put more long runs in that shoe this year than any other shoe. I put over 250 miles in it. I love the shoe. It is a banger. It's awesome. I still think for race day, there are better options. And I think that's the general consensus with the shoe. But still, it's a great shoe. Moving on. All right. I will say for the last segment, and then I'll get going. Possibly is running news. So this is like things that have happened running news. Nick Bear got hit by a car. This is just a video came out yesterday. I'm sure you've probably seen it. It's got 800,000 views on it. And holy shit. He walked away. I mean, praise the Lord, he's all right for his wife and his kids and himself. But wow, I have so much to say about that. I gotta say, like, first of all, my wife would be so mad at me. She would be so mad, but she doesn't get mad. She doesn't get mad at me, but she might finish the job of what the truck started, or it was SUV, whatever. If she saw me like that, because she worries. That's why I run in the park systems and I kind of stay out of the way. But I think if I survived the crash, I would not have survived my wife. I would say first. Second, bear mode just it took on a whole new meaning, I think, for me. Like, I need to get on BPN right now and find an influencer like Floberg, someone I like, and use his code so he gets a little bit of that. And I need to stock up. Whatever Nick Bear's taking, I need that. I need reds. I need the greens. If there's a color blues, if he makes blues, I'll drink the blues. I don't know what's in the blues, but I'm gonna drink it. What a tank. Like, oh, I will say also, like, if there's a case for strength training, this has to be it. You have to have the case for strength training right now. It's like you need to be so strong you can withstand a car hitting you at a speed that would take Marty McFly back to 1955. That is it's impressive. It's beyond impressive. You don't even you know how, like, in Strava people put their race times? You don't have to put the sub 240, the half PR, the 118, whatever. I don't know what his PRs are. It'll just be like, got hit by a truck, lived, bounced off. Truck needed to go to the shop. I walked away. No problems. So, I mean, and yeah, guys, I'm joking a lot. I am genuinely grateful and thankful that Nick Bear is okay. That Nick's okay. Nick, I'm glad you're okay. I know you don't watch this. Nobody's watching this. It's okay. But by some odd miracle, the same kind of miracle that he was able to walk away from that wreck, that he's watching this. Nick, I am glad that you are okay. The guy's a superhero. I mean, that's just legendary. It's iconic. That's just like This is why everybody will remember your name and start comparing you to Wolverine or Deadpool at this point. Untouchable, unbelievable. That just blew my mind. I was just scrolling. I was like, wait, what? He's just like casually, oh yeah, guys, I got hit by a car here. I'm gonna tell you about it. Man, I would have been a way more dramatic about it. Well, I would probably been dead because I don't have this kind of strength. But anyway, so that's it for the first one, guys. This is just something for your run. It looks like outside of Panos, my man Panos showing up. Everybody's going to be later, but not live. Continue. If you do find this later, I'm going to push it around. If you do find this later, pass it on to your friends. It's going to be a snowball that hopefully will get larger over time, so we can increase all of the shoe talk and get everybody some big love. Next, tomorrow is on the other channel, Midlife Runner. There's a release that's 5 or 6 things that running has taught. I should know this. I made the video, but whatever. 5 or 6 things running has taught me in 2024. And then Wednesday will be the On Cloud Eclipse. And then after that, the Chris Stepanek interview. And what I'm hoping, though, is that as I bring the camera with me on all of my runs, I will be able to shoot more content and then have post 2 to 3 times a week along with the live streams, so that it's just more fluid. But right now I'm getting caught up and finishing another video, which is like, how long does it take to come back to get your fitness back? Because as I overtrained for the Marine Corps Marathon, I took 2 weeks completely off. The week leading to the taper was really like thoughts and prayers, 90 minutes of jogging that I would recover in time, which I did not. And so it's got about 3 weeks of not running outside of that big marathon effort. And I've been documenting every day with the camera. I'm going to do a montage, one of those snappy little numbers, throw in some jokes, package it up. How long does it take me to return from that? So anyway, that's what's going on. Certified Yapper here. Checking out. Thanks for checking us out later, but not live. Have a good run.